Oh, perfect. Let's do it that way.
Let's do the recording though, Simon. And this is something really important. Our G drive right now is getting full. And, you know, there's maybe too much information there. We got to figure that out as well. But it is important.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it is important to have more than just the G drive for sure. And then if somebody can take notes on the Google document would be awesome. Let's see. I should probably always figure out a way not to share my whole screen, but we'll figure that out eventually. Oh, actually, I'm going to do that because I think I can do that, right? When I share a screen, I can do a portion of the screen. May as well get this right eventually, right? Let's see. Does that look about right? For shared screen. Okay, good. Awesome. That's better. So yeah, and the event meeting yesterday was really awesome. I did update the agenda and included the recording link if you guys have a chance to do that. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to be here earlier. Would somebody please take notes? And
yes, I think we can do that collaboratively. I'll take.
Okay, perfect.
Take notes, and everyone is invited to do it as well.
Okay, so I'm going to just let you guys do that, and because we have quite the agenda, previous meeting notes are here. Was there something important from the previous meeting? Anybody recall? We can take a look at that as well. Or we're just going to move on. Anything come to mind from last week that was really important that wasn't done? And this, you know, continuity from one meeting to the next is important too. You know, these to-do tasks that we get written down and then getting them done, also very important. Some of the things that we didn't do were fill in our names for Andre and Miro. Yes. And now this, go ahead, Andre.
Yes, I've added the link to the spreadsheet there. So we need to identify like the weekly meetings and the monthly events, the names of the people and the roles they have. Like if this guy is a facilitator, this guy is doing this. So we just need all those names and how much they are going to get paid.
Which is, yeah, which is something we need to figure out as well. You know, how do we allocate the funds that we've been given? Yeah.
Yes. I think for now, we can just get the names. If we can just get the names and the addresses so long, because then I can start working on my side so long. And then we can figure out I suppose you all have to discuss how you're going to incentivize that.
Right, and so this one we've put in the Cardano4Climate wallets that received the funding. Yes. And then in the other one is going to be the members and wallets, which probably is something we shouldn't have on recording. So I'm going to just, I don't know if it should be shared or not specifically, but because that should be open as well. I'm going to, the documents there in the agenda. So let's get that done. Members and wallets. And now you've got a tab for weekly meetings, how to incentivize names and roles. Let's share this one because this is, sorry, you guys. I'm feeling.
It's in the same document. So if
right, so weekly meeting, how to incentivize names and roles, amounts per role per meeting. And then, and monthly events and community hubs. So there we go. And then the member wallets are all there as well. Very well organized. So if you want to get paid, get your name on there. And this is for fund. We've been funded for Fund 7 for this portion of time. So the first, months that we did strictly volunteer and recognize that we're doing that. And now we have this small fund. If you're contributing, put it on there and actually do me a favor and put your name on there with what you're doing, because, to be shy about it or, do I deserve anything for it? Let's figure that one out. But please, if you're doing something, put it there, because otherwise it forces the rest of us or me to go, okay, I know, TiVo is here helping with this, whether you're paid here or not, right? You have your other funding, and that may be it. Same, Andre and Miro, helping with the accounting. Typically, you would be on this list. You're getting funding from elsewhere. Maybe even put your names on there and just say accounting, and then that you are actually getting paid by other funding or need to be paid through this funding. But yeah, we're down the list. We have the Gimbal token experiment, and we're working on tokenizing and incentivizing participation. And that's going to be part of this. Let's do self-record keeping though. And I trust everybody in this group that we're not, grabbing funds and taking off to Tahiti, so that's what we need to do. Anything else, Andre or Miro?
I mean, there's a second form there for submitting expenses. So if there's any expenses that needs to be paid, like a Zoom account or anything like that, they can just fill in that form, and also
Perfect.
provide you can upload a receipt or something. The form
Nice.
asks you to upload a receipt.
Nice. So Simon, paying for the Zoom account, could you please lead the way and fill out that form first, and then we can start working on this. And I think we had also decided that rather than giving you access to our main wallet, we're going to be creating another wallet to send the funds to. So in saying that, so this one is the wallet that we received, and you've given us the pay to wallet that we're going to send funds to. You're in control of that. Cardano4Climate is in charge of the orange wallet. Okay, perfect.
That's it.
Okay, good. Thanks for clarifying that. Any questions? Okay, we can fly through that one. Today we get to meet with Catalyst, and it's going to be our first report for our funding. We don't do the report, we don't get funded. So I know I plan on being at the meeting, attending the meeting. Who is going to fill out the report? I know it's simple. And that would be fill in the C4C reports and attend the meeting. Some of you also have to be at other meetings because of other funded proposals.
Yeah, I can fill up the report, but the meeting I have a few others.
Okay, so you'll fill out. Perfect. Okay, that was done. Anything
for
else?
the meeting, yeah. For the meeting, I will be, I don't know with which proposals to be, so we'll see.
Okay, so and it's fine for me just to show up for the two proposals, right?
Yeah.
Unless somebody else wants to come too and see what it's about. Kareem, you want to join?
Yeah, it's quite nice actually.
Are you talking about reporting or Ideafest?
It's kind of a meeting, right, of the funded proposal coordination. So it's kind of a meeting where all the funded proposal.
Oh, you mean the cohort meeting?
Yeah, the coordination meeting.
Oh, I see. That, yes, but what about the reporting in the form?
Yeah, I will do that.
All right.
Okay, and then the registration for it is actually in the core team. If you want to, join me, just add your name on there, and then
the registration form for what?
The registration form you're going to do, or the
I'm going to do the reports, yes, the reports on the work.
the registration form for attending the meeting is in the core team Telegram. It's a bit.ly link. If you want to join, then if you want to join me and experience this together, then we go together, okay? I'm trying to do too many things at once and it's showing. Okay, here we go. So just add your name here and register and show up, and we'll find each other wherever we are in cyberspace. Okay, so Ideafest is coming up this weekend. CA assessments, be really nice. I heard somebody mentioned why not have 2 weeks for assessments. That would be lovely. I've got one done. So I'd like to have a bit more time. But so CA assessments are happening. We have the form out for people to put their own proposals in, the impact related and collaboration related proposals. And last fund, we put a slide deck for Cardano4Climate community proposals. One picture, one slide per proposal, and we would represent them at town hall, hoping to do that at Ideafest. I think I've only seen one slide so far for proposals. So if you guys could remind the community to fill that in and add this slide. I believe I've sent out the example of what we did last year, and or it's on the form. Any questions or suggestions?
I have one suggestion, Melanie. In the form that you sent, if someone has multiple proposals, the page 2 and 3 are kind of repetitive somehow. So we need to do that. You can skip them.
Does anyone know if we have challenge-related rooms this time?
It's a good question. I don't think so.
No idea either.
Right, I see what you mean, Yoram, about the contact information. I was trying to think page 2 and 3. Yeah, the information is repeated.
Yeah, and recommendation and stuff like that. So
yeah, and at this point, it's a required answer, and we don't have to. Yeah. So when I send out these forms, you know, I'm new at making these. I really need help editing them and running, you know, test run through them. If I don't get that feedback right off the bat, and I know there's a deadline coming, I'm going to send it anyways. And then we repeat some sort of little mistake over and over again, but we'll fix it. So
yeah, that's good.
No big deal. I think it's better to send it if it's good enough, and then we fix that.
I agree.
Anybody feel inclined to help organize a slide deck for Ideafest?
Melanie, I can help you. If you show me the slide deck, I can make some suggestions, ideas.
Okay, so Dimitri will put you on there. What I'll do is I'll have this in the Telegram core team chat, any kind of organization that we're doing on that. So just stay tuned for that. It'll save me having to hunt you down, Dimitri. Okay, and
no, that's fine.
yeah, and private message.
Let me know whether you want me to actually do some changes or tell you what I think, and then you will do the changes. Just let me know on that as well.
Perfect. So we'll do this. Thank you for offering. Yeah, so I'll put it in the core team. And like I said, if I've got those in there, I know they're really easy with all my long messages to miss. needing, you know, a lot of them need feedback and help on them. And then presenting the C4C proposals at Ideafest. That would be the challenges, the hub, the events. Who's going to be doing those?
One question, Melanie, is that form where the C4C proposals were to be listed out? Could you share that link? Because I still haven't put any of mine on that. And there are several to be put.
Okay, if you go into the main chat, into the pinned messages, just keep going back and you'll find that in there somewhere. That's the best I can do for right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
So who's presenting the Cardano4Climate proposals at Ideafest, the individual ones?
Are we going to have one? I guess we're going to have one for each proposal, right?
It'll depend on how many people are there to represent, right?
Well, I'm going to be there to represent one proposal, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be for the C4C or if I should do it for someone else. Yeah.
And so let's just pick one for now. Which would be which one, Simon?
Well, I'm not sure if I can commit to that, to be honest. I have to see about other proposals as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to find someone for the other proposals. So, but
okay.
if I'm gonna present, I think I'm gonna go for the Cardano4Climate challenge. Although it would be maybe also nice to include someone else if someone is interested in representing that.
Oops.
I'm happy to speak on anything if required. You all can just put me for whatever. I'll be there anyway, I believe.
So it would be, you can only represent one challenge at a time, Dimitri. So I believe you have your own proposals. Is that correct?
You're referring to, like, for example, that I'm in the gamer. Yeah,
yes,
I have my own proposals.
Yeah. So when you're at Ideafest, I believe it's one person per proposal. Or one proposal per person. So you can't jump around. You can't show up in one room and then go and miss everybody else presenting. It's not fair for the community. So you have to pick one challenge, one proposal, and be there to represent it. And honestly, Dimitri, I think you need to be there to represent your proposal or proposals. If possible.
Yeah, that's yeah. Now that you mention it being like that, I need to be there for my proposals. Correct.
Okay, and so Melanie, I'll be doing the community, and if need be, what I can do is put in our own proposals within this. You know, we just need to have those slides.
Yeah, I
done.
think that's the best. Because there's like five proposals in 2 challenge settings. So it makes sense just to speak about what we do in 3 slides and present all of them.
Okay, so let's do that, and I'll just, you know, it's unique because we're a group representing a bunch of proposals and having the ones.
Unique.
Yeah, well, we are unique, and it's a challenge for us to connect all these amazing proposals. So doing the best we can. So let's stick to that, and I'll be happy to represent Ideafest. If anybody else wants to join me on this, we'll also have work on this slide deck too. Is that good? I think that kind of covers Ideafest. Anything else? Where is Nori? He should be seeing this. You know, how fast we're running through this agenda. I think it's pretty good. So planning our
no, maybe because of Nori we are not running fast. No, I'm kidding.
So this is our weekly template that we go through. Yeah, so do we start that now? Let's just go into that and see what happens. Sorry, I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place because I was working on the event yesterday and now I'm shifting to core team and Wednesday meetup. And I've got mud to dig in. Let's see what we got here. So what I've done with these meetups is done this template and we can copy and paste it. You know, most of the information is here. These are great to be able to share. Anybody can take these links and add them in the chat. I used to do that when I didn't have as many responsibilities, but it's a really nice way for people that might be coming new to connect with us. And since we have our plastic and Cardano event coming up, there's more news on that. We're going to have a few reminders and so this is basically the way the slide deck goes. We start with the picture, the welcome, the reason. And at this point, this was last week's agenda. So if we could work on something like that, give me some ideas what we're going to do. And I believe, MJ, you're here because we have promised DLT 360 sometime at the event, yes. Correct? Yeah. And the other, go ahead.
Is now the time to speak on this, or?
5 minutes, would that be enough? Or what do you need to speak on?
Just briefly, there's been updates to our risk and opportunity radar, and Heinz would like to host this talk and update everybody on the latest DLT. And we're hoping to get, we would ideally like to have a weekly breakout room if possible.
At the Cardano4Climate meeting?
Yeah.
Perfect, and breakout room.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so, and that would be, how much time do you need? During the main.
How long do you usually keep breakout rooms for?
Oh, breakout rooms are a half hour and on. You know, our meeting is an hour and a half. At the top of the hours, we have 1 hour for the regular meeting. If we finish early, we'll start the breakout rooms early, but typically half hour and on. Some of them go longer depending on the topic, but that's your room, your rules. So.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Half an hour is great.
In the main event, though, is 5 minutes enough?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
For 5 minutes. And we also have Pike coming tomorrow. And Conma, I don't know about if they're coming or not. Pike, we haven't given him any coaching or what to expect. I'm just thinking, you know, we have Pike and he tells his story. Maybe have some, I'll add some photos. Okay, I'll just put it in here, plus photos, because he's put a lot in already. And I'm not sure what his internet is like or charges and stuff like that. So I don't want to really be causing him a lot of grief when it comes to Wi-Fi expenses. Slides. So anybody seeing anything in the agenda that we're needing to fix, update? Heinz is going to do that. Thank you. And
yeah, Pike is more than the photos, right? We need to figure out how we get him money, right?
Yes. Because it feels like he's going to be, his his story is going to be a big part of our next event. You know, and this is the challenge that we face, you know, the connectivity with countries that don't have everything we do. The Wi-Fi, the ease of exchanging crypto into our currencies, supplies, all sorts of different challenges that he might have. And I think it's going to be really good to hear his story and help motivate us to help him do his good work. And then anything else that we're missing here that I've forgotten? Okay, because I'll go into the updates about the event when we hit that on the agenda. Action plan, I'll try and do something related to the event because there's some pre-event action plans. And then what I've done, I'll update these slides. This is important. The timeline, I'll get whatever town hall timeline we have, slide and slip it in there, and anything. We'll focus on Ideafest and what that looks like. Maybe put in an example of our slide deck from last year to get people motivated to put theirs in. What else? Update on the event. And next event already, so the sign up for it. And then we'll work on, yeah, so this is from the event. So we have other stuff there. Yeah, so a little bit of an update on the event. Okay, anything else that I'm missing for tomorrow? Oh, I did this twice. All right.
Maybe take out the 5 minutes in updates, or
yeah, I'll work on this slide deck to begin with. I'm just thinking, are we missing anything for the agenda for tomorrow? And Conma, I don't know about yet. So if I hear from them, we'll add them in.
right. Do we have like a time? How long people are going to talk before we go into breakout room?
How long people will talk? Well,
yeah,
Pike will be open-ended, I think, and that could end up, you know, taking whatever it takes. Upcoming event, we'll cover that as, you know, 10, 15 minutes, including the action plan. And then, you know, yeah, so we may end up being under an hour and start our breakout rooms early. Or,
Melanie,
yes.
What's the objective with Pike tomorrow? I mean, what do you mean open? What's the objective of the session with him tomorrow, from his perspective?
That's meeting Pike.
Okay.
So.
And then, yeah. Meeting Pike and to see how he's using basically a DApp, right? A community DApp or a Cardano DApp in his work. And the challenges he have, right? In terms of.
Because he's using the Litercoin app, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the challenge is basically you have to get ADA, or to get support from people that want to support him. But I don't know if I don't know if I would suggest to make it open open-ended or to give him time and then have a breakout room where, because we need to try and solve the issue that you have, right? We'll get in the funds. I don't know. That's
Okay, so we have so 10 to 15 minutes and then plus breakout room. How about that? Would that work?
Yeah, I think it's great. And let him inspire us a little bit about the work he does, how he does it, how we go to collaborate with Sean. What is his challenges? How can we help him?
So what we could do is leave this a little bit more open-ended towards the end of the meeting. Get our business done first, because I really, if he's talking and we're in the flow, I don't want to have to cut him off unless we're getting, you know, close to the top of the hour. But we also have to get our business done.
Yeah.
So do we want to do the event and action plan first?
Yep, I would suggest so. Because, and also Heinz before Pike, because they have like a clear pitch, and then people can already start thinking about breakout rooms for that.
So how does that look? Yeah, because what we could do is have our breakout rooms set up in advance of Pike's. But see, we don't want to have the breakout rooms before Pike is done, but somebody needs to be setting them up towards the top of the hour. And that breakout rooms can be done by a co-host or the host only. Simon, do you know?
Can be done by the co-hosts as well.
Close to 4 p.m. UTC. And that's sort of a kind of a reminder that this is happening in case it'll help people that are in a rush to get to a breakout room, but it'll also allow us to continue with Pike should that go in. And we could maybe, if the conversation with Pike keeps going, then we can just stay in the main room with Pike and say, okay, there's breakout rooms set up at the top of the hour. How's that work?
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Okay, amazing is good. So getting ready for Ideafest.
One question. I didn't hear. Is Michael doing a breakout room on the mushrooms?
He'll be doing that during the event. Yeah, that's coming up. Michael, our forest moon fungi guy. It's okay. So good segue into our event. It was scheduled for March 31st. We're feeling the pressure of putting it all together in 10 days. Not going to happen. So with Abe's suggestion of taking advantage of March 31st and turning it into a Twitter space, very casual conversation around the event and things that are happening. We're going to go with that. We're rescheduling the event sometime mid-April. I do have a form that's also in the core team Telegram chat, I hope. If not, we'll find it, but please take that for a test drive and see if that works to get a good time and date for an event coming up in April called Plastic and Cardano. Yoram, do you want to fill in a little bit more about our event planning? Change the voice in this call for a bit? Or did you disappear? Kareem, I could put you on the spot too, because you were there, right?
I think Yoram dropped out. Maybe he lost signal. Could you repeat it again? I was.
No, that's okay. It's just trying to update on the event for tomorrow from our event planning yesterday. If you've got time, run through the video of the meeting. I thought it was actually kind of fun, and especially if you watch at double speed. My voice goes a little bit faster. You'll have to slow down when Yoram or anybody else speaks, but it's actually kind of fun to do that. It was actually a really good meeting, and I felt it was very collaborative. And we came up with ideas during the meeting, and that's what I love to see. We start with an idea and it turns into something great. And so what it turned into was we want to do an NFT release around the beautiful work that Shlomo Cohen does. He's done Hoskin tunes and NFTs, and he wants to, he's got a, again, if you go to that YouTube link, it's got everything in there. Shlomo's information, all the other links about plastic oceans, all this other stuff, it's all there. And he wants to do, we're going to end up doing a soft launch of an NFT during the Twitter space, and also an NFT with a limited release number and a fixed price. One will be by donation to cover cost and hopefully a little bit more. And the other one will be a fixed price that's going to, we're working towards connecting it with an actual ocean cleanup project. And that would be through Plastic Oceans, which is also a link in the YouTube video. And they are the group that's responsible for the movie or the documentary called A Plastic Ocean on Netflix. And please, if you have not watched that yet, please watch it. And this is the motivation behind what we're doing in here, and the absolute urgency to make this a priority, that we start doing this. So
yeah. Yes, I just an update on that, a quick one. I just actually got now an intro to one of the key people in the foundation there. So Ebe and myself, we work on the letter yesterday, and I just now see the intro that someone did to me to one of the top people there. So that's one. And second is we got already, Damian already asked the questions. And I don't know if you saw the email.
No,
so
I haven't seen the email. Yeah.
Let me find it. Just needed to restart my computer, but you check in your email, he shared with us the update today. So it's possible, he's waiting for some information from us, but basically
nice.
He found the minting part. Yeah.
Nice. So it's happening.
I think what's really exciting about this, Melanie, just as a chime in quickly, is that using NFTs and using this technology to allow people who want to contribute, right, and in a way that's very traceable and inclusive. And I think this is really an amazing use case, right? It's going to transform fundraising. It's going to transform, and I think this is a really key initiative. It's really exciting.
So the other thing that came up with it, and this is what Abe and Yoram are doing, is reaching out to this group, Plastic Oceans, and they already have the projects. They're already an NGO working on ocean cleanup. We don't have to reinvent this part, but what they need is donations. And if we can connect them to a source of donations through NFTs, through traceability, then they're going to look at this and go, okay, look, this works. And maybe we can actually help onboard them onto Cardano, because what the traceability does is increase trust. people start recognizing that this, I can see where my donations go. I can see how much goes to admin. I can see that in an NFT, there's the initial setup in a smart contract, and boom, you know, 80, 90% goes directly to the sources, which we're all working on, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if we can, so it's a bigger picture, right? Clean up the oceans, onboard NGOs, clean up the donation process, increase trust, get more done, increase trust, increase donations. You know, we're making an impact, and it's pretty exciting. So yeah, so if you have a chance to check out Plastic Oceans, they are, you know, it looks pretty cool. The film, again, is inspirational. They have projects called Blue Ocean about cleaning up the ocean. And yeah, plus they have an education component. So we're hoping that maybe with Yoram and Abe reaching out to them, we'll have them on board for the event. Okay. Anything else? I hear somebody typing really loud, Yoram.
Maybe me.
Must be you. Did I cover everything?
There's the Gimbal tokens.
For the agenda.
You guys want to, yes.
Okay, so.
I have a suggestion. I don't know how you guys plan on doing this, but if someone can take attendance at the beginning of the meeting, and anyone can do it, and maybe the person who takes this attendance could get extra Gimbal tokens, maybe.
Yeah, well, see, this is what we're going to start doing, is figuring this out. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of the what's going on in Gimbal token PBL. And this is some of the things that we're working on with these allocations. Let's see if I can do this. So you can see we're going to be getting an allocation of Gimbal tokens for Cardano4Climate as an experiment. Little fish, if we can get enough people on board to help see that, that may be also another one. We have one small town. There's a lot of projects possibilities, but none of these will happen unless there's people behind them to actually work this experiment. So as you can see, there's going to be a little bit of work involved in this. It's going to probably be another weekly meeting. I would, you know, personally, I'd like to see this self-reporting, that we have not so much, because this is something we went through Gimbal tokens. We started with roles, an admin role. And I looked at that admin role and it's like, well, I'm admin, but I don't do all those things. I do this, 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 and then I'm in this other role and this other role. So we're working on tasks. If you pick up a task, you upload a YouTube video, takes you so much time or effort, or you're really, really fast at it. We'll just sort of try and figure out some sort of allocation for this and some sort of fair thing. So, you know, we're also environmentalists, and we know that we have limited resources. So we'll start with a lump sum of Gimbal tokens. We'll say this needs to last us from now until then. This is the experiment. How do we divvy these up amongst ourselves and our tasks? How do we feel personally rewarded from this? Gimbal tokens may have a fiat value to them eventually. I don't want to focus on that. I want to be able to focus on the fact that we're rewarding and recognizing contribution above and beyond what we have been doing. We're all doing this, and there's no recognition at this point of what people are doing. And this may be just a way. We cannot, also cannot just, you know, if you do something worth one Gimbal, we can't just send you a Gimbal because it'll end up costing us more in transaction fees. So what we're going to do is do some sort of an Excel or some sort of another record where we'll keep record of this. And then at the end of the day, we'll go, okay, you have so many gimbals. We've accounted for all of them. We've got a few extra we can send back to another group that needs more. You know, this is my dream world, that we start with something, we only use up so much, and we have something to give to the other groups that are working on this experiment. So that being said, that's kind of in a nutshell, and I could use some help on that. Who's game besides Andre? You're going to help, right? I said besides Andre, yes. But I'm just assuming because you're the one nodding your head. And it's like,
so
yes.
Just to be clear, what you want is to, just to understand, what you want is to think of what are the tasks that need to get done in this particular, like the different tasks that need to get done on a week by week or a whatever basis.
Yep.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, and so maybe, you know, the idea is maybe we start with a form and just say, what are some of the tasks that need to get done that you can think of? How would you value them? How much time would it take you to do it? And just gather a little bit of information. It is an experiment, and Gimbal token is problem-based learning. So we get in there and just do it. Thibaut, do you have something to say?
I just was wondering, each idea somebody submits is 100 gimbals. So, but again, like you said, you track all of that, because I'm thinking also some ways I could use that as a resource to kind of incentivize, but to like give out for these people who want to do workshops to like improve the catalyst process.
Yeah, so the thing is that if we send out a form to each of us, we will have different ideas of the value of a gimbal. Some of us here have no idea about Gimbal Labs and, you know, the value of these tokens that they could or could not be. So we're just going to sort of, and that's an experiment in itself. Someone that has no idea what these tokens are, why would you want to get them? You know,
but
yep.
Yeah. No, it will be part of the experiment, as you said. I mean, we will give them value once, internal value once we give them for certain tasks, right? So people then can decide if they appreciate them or not between them with different tasks that they can then do to others. So
right. But the thing is that we'll have something to recognize contributions.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to nothing. And it's a beginning. So we'll start there and then we'll go with that. So,
and imagine if someone has even 1,000 gimbals, someone has 50, right? It shows that someone did much more for the community, right?
Or was closer to the core.
Right. Yeah. So in 3 minutes, we're jumping into the Gimbal token problem-based learning, and I will give them the start of this. So Andre, I'm putting you down as helping anybody else that would help for the C4C community on a team to figure this out. Thibaut, you've got your other stuff, like your...
Yeah, I'm pretty 150% busy usually. So.
Yes, so you would be kind of on the side helping out, right? Like
when I fly by, I can share insight. But
so as a butterfly, Thibaut, I'll do this little symbol, approximately Thibaut.
Melanie, if Andre is willing to explain to me, give me some more background info, maybe I could support him as well.
Okay, good. So Andre, you haven't been in this tokenomics, have you?
No. But
okay.
As I see it, we have to find a way to track everyone's activities. And that's basically what we're already trying to do with the Treasury as well. So it sort of aligns a little bit.
Working together.
For me, it's not so much the concept. I understand the concept very clearly, right? It's more about the understanding the tasks that you're assigning us, Melanie. So the concept is brilliant. It's a way to incentivize people to participate and reward them. I love the fact that, you know, then the leftover tokens can be donated. I'm just before committing to support, since I'm still trying to wrap my head around all the different things that the C4C group or community is doing. I'm slowly building a picture. I didn't want to commit unless I had somebody who would kind of coach me on the tasks, because I'm still getting my footing. I'm on Telegram. I have a couple of Google Sheets open, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything very quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like you need to be doing this because this is something you're interested in and you're following your heart. You want to do this. So Kareem, we'll figure that out. I'm going to bring this up at our next meeting and just say, how can I introduce new people to this concept? And maybe James from Gimbal Labs will have some sort of cool intro to it, you know, for people that haven't been involved in this 2 or 3 months that we've been involved in, or we created ourselves. So that'll probably be happening, start happening within a week. And again, I will put that in the core team Telegram.
If I may, Melanie, my question wasn't so much about understanding Gimbal Labs, more understanding the tasks that you're assigning to us. So this is where, so I'll do my research on Gimbal Labs and
okay.
I'll consume whatever content I can find, but it was more understanding what Andre, myself, and Tivo, what you need us to do around this task. Is it structuring it? Is it creating a document that explains how it works for C4C? Is there anything?
So here's the issue. We'll be given some Gimbal tokens, an allocation of Gimbal tokens, and our job is to figure out how to incentivize participation without a whole bunch of heavy duty admin. So is there a way that we can self-generate tasks and rewards based on what people need or expect in order to feel rewarded?
I have a quick idea. Maybe, I don't know if you're open to hearing it now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, and most people here come from software. So Agile has this idea of backlog. So the trick would be to create a backlog of all the tasks and assign points to them. And then whoever grabs that task knows what the effort is. Andre, what do you think? I see you nodding. So this is one idea, right? You have a backlog of tasks and each one has a number of points that could be equivalent to number of Gimbal tokens. And then whoever grabs that task knows that if he or she complete that task, they get so many Gimbals.
And there will be some sort of that, right? Andre, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that can be our first task, is just to make that list. We should maybe know how much Gimbal tokens we have, and how much are we going to get every month, or how much are we planning to distribute every month, and then work out how much we're going to allocate for these different tasks. That's
yeah,
our first.
So just a task list to begin with. And the allocation bit, let's figure that out as we go. But the biggest one right now is going to be a task list. Go ahead,
Melanie?
Dimitri. Yep.
If you could just look at the core Telegram thing right now.
Okay.
I have made a task list, a small task list. Some of the tasks, I'm not saying it's all, but some.
Yeah, just one more thing. There is, that is, Melanie, that is what I was talking about with the project board on GitHub. What, if you remember what Chakan showed you?
So let's try and figure out how we can bring all these pieces together. these lists and this list. Dimitri, if you want to be part of this too, you know, all the work that we do gets rewarded. You know, even creating these lists is a reward in itself. So let's figure that out. Yoram, go ahead.
Yeah, I suggest let's have a meeting about that specifically because it's a big topic.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
So now we need to go to the other meeting.
Yeah, we got to be in Gimbal Labs. I promise not to be too late. So quick little check-in and thank you to everybody that's here. Really do appreciate this.